morning salutations everybody. I got a rant video for you guys, and basically it has to do with RingPlus, a freemium service that is piggybacking off of Sprint. They are an MVNO. They are not really recognized by a lot of people, but some people know who they are, and they are a competitor to a company known as Freedom Pop. Now, I'm going to give you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to RingPlus, as RingPlus just seems like they don't have an identity. More like they have an identity crisis. So, to kind of give you guys a backstory about RingPlus basically offered like some pretty good, decent plans, and on top of that, they offered what was called Freemium. Now, freemium plans are basically plans you can get that you don't pay a monthly rate on, and they're not the best, okay? You're not looking at unlimited talk and text or anything like that, but if you have, like, say, you know, young kid that goes to school, you want them to have a phone that has a few minutes for them to make emergency phone calls or to get a hold of you while you're at work or just getting off of work. These are some of those plans that you could use. And the best part about RingPlus is that you can use old Sprint devices, Boost Mobile devices that's cleared FED check, and the same for Virginmobile. So anything that's pretty much that can run on Sprint's network, you could use with RingPlus. So that's always a bonus, because you can find some pretty cheap devices on eBay and Amazon from Sprint to activate on RingPlus. Yeah. So anyways, RingPlus has been around for quite some time, and I really enjoyed their service at some point. I mean, my freemium plan was actually pretty good, and they don't offer it no more. And they took it from me. And that plan basically gave me 1,000 minutes, 1,000 texts, and 1,000 megabytes of data for $0 a month, $15 account top-ups. So you got to keep money in your account in case you go over any of your allotted services. You have money to clear the by-minute rate. And they took that away from me because I barely used it, and was like, wow, you guys are going to take that away from me because I didn't even use a single minute the entire month? Like, that's ridiculous. But then RingPlus got even more ridiculous because they have an identity crisis. They cannot figure out what kind of service they want to offer you, as their plans keep changing like every month or every couple of weeks. Seriously, it does, which gets pretty frustrating because if, say, like, you know, you're scouting their plans, and you're like, oh, this plan looks cool, next payday I'm gonna go and activate a line on RingPlus. You can't really just have that leisure time to be like, I'm gonna activate on that plan, because they could just change the plan like that, and that plan that you were eyeing is gone. So that is one big F up on RingPlus's end. On top of that, yeah, if, you know, like I said, what happened to me in my little freemium plan, if you get one of these plans that you really like, you gotta consistently use it. Even if you're having it as a burner phone, you gotta use it quite a bit, because if you don't, they will kill your plan, and then of course, since it's grandfathered, you can't just activate back on it because that plan no longer exists. Currently, right now, my RingPlus account is basically activated on a plan called Mad Upside Down Banana, which is just weird names, and gives me basically unlimited talk and text, and it gives me 1 gigabyte of data for $3.99 plus tax every 14 days. So basically a month for 2 gigs of data and unlimited talk and text, I'm paying about $9 a month. So a top up of $30, I'm pretty much good to go for about 4 months without having to worry about my bill, which is fine. And I gave that line to a good friend of mine who actually needed it. So I'm not actually using RingPlus anymore. Now, one of the down things about RingPlus that I really annoys the hell out of me is this Member Plus program that they want you to sign up for. In order to get the good deals on the plans, like say unlimited talk and text and 10 gigs of data for $19.99 a month, you're like, that's a steal compared to other prepaid companies out there that charge you more. However, in order to get that plan, you have to become a Member Plus member, and to be a member, you have to pay over $100-something annually, which is just like, what's the point of doing that? You know, when I'm basically going to be paying the same amount that I would for, say, like Cricket, Metro, Boost Mobile, and Virginmobile on unlimited, unlimited monthly plan. What would be the point? I mean, yeah, sure, you're paying an upfront one-time fee, but that's a lot of money to be paying out just to get a cheap plan. Like, what's the point? Okay, just, yeah, doesn't make any sense. So anyways, right now, they have halted activations on RingPlus, and this is another thing that kind of worries me about them. And they've been doing this quite often. Like, every now and then, they'll, like, activate a bunch of lines, and then they'll go ahead and put up this thing where they're not activating any lines at this moment, which makes you think that they owe Sprint quite a bit of money, and so they can't activate any new lines until they pay up to Sprint, because that's what they do. They piggyback off Sprint's network, so they have to pay them for using their network. So that's something that, you know, is just like, it's a little bit annoying, because you could want to activate a line and you can't. Basically, all in all, like, RingPlus, pretty good if you want to get a burner device for, say, a kid that's under 12 years old, to have a phone to use to make phone calls for emergencies. But would RingPlus be something that, say, someone who wanted to really save money would actually, you know, want to go to? I wouldn't advise it, because there's just too much inconsistencies with them. And it's not just RingPlus alone. Freedom Pop does the same thing. Scratch Wireless does the same thing. Ting does the same thing. They all do the same thing. And there's one thing that you can bet your bottom dollar is that there's inconsistencies on a high level with these MVNOs, that it's not something that I would say trust and go to for the best experience for a mobile service. So if you guys enjoyed my rant, you guys can let me know by smashing that like button. Links on the display, click them, and subscribe. Click that bell option so you guys know when I upload a video. And that's pretty much it for today's rant. So mahalo for listening, and aloha. Talk to you guys in the next one.